Hi, I'm Trevor Lund from RevTrev.com, and in this episode of RevTrev TV, we are continuing our discussion with Joanna Penn of Penn, thecreativepenn.com. And I forgot to mention that last time. I do apologize, so people can find out where they can connect with you. I know that you're on Twitter and on Facebook and all those places, but is the Creative Penn the best place for people to get in touch with you?
Yep, absolutely. The creative pen with a double N.
Double N, that's right. I was going to say that. Um, we last time we talked about writing, and in this episode we're going to talk about publishing because, as I said, I was able to get a preview of Joanna's book Prophecy on the Kindle, and I noticed that most of the, or well, her other books too that I've seen were Kindle based, and that was something I really wanted to talk about. But that'll be part of the process today. She's someone that really helps writers to write and to publish. And if you go to her website, she's got all kinds of advice and all kinds of tutorials and things like Author 2.0 that we'll talk about another time, I think. But what what uh, talk about publishing. Talk about publishing today. What do you like about it? What scares you? What do you see people doing well? What do you see people not doing well?
Mm. Well, I guess, jumping in there, talking about Author 2.0, that was just kind of my phrase for what's happening now and what authors can be in this changing environment. So I'm a total fan of the publishing industry. I don't have anything against traditional publishing. What I do believe in is the empowerment of an individual
Yeah.
to take control over their own creative life. So I do not like the negativity of rejection and the whole going begging people. Well, I'm one of those people who like I can do it myself. I'm going to do it
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
So I guess a few years ago, I just decided that I would try and do it myself. So, if people don't know about print on demand, first of all, which is when you can load because everyone wants a print book,
Yep.
let's go there first. And, nowadays you can upload your files onto CreateSpace, which is Amazon's company, and you can sell physical books from Amazon.com. Now, I'm not in America, I'm in England,
Hmm.
but I want to sell to Americans and Canadians and everyone.
Yeah.
And Amazon is a global bookstore that allows anyone in the world to publish. Unlike Barnes and Noble, for example, who you have to be an American citizen to actually load your book up there
Oh, do you?
directly. Yeah, which is,
Oh,
bit of a pain. So anyway, I'll come back to Kindle, but with print on demand you can do that, and with ebooks now it's even better. You can basically upload your book on the KDP, the Amazon KDP, and it's there for sale within 24 hours, sometimes less.
hmm.
And people all over the world can buy your book on Amazon.com, .co.uk, .ca, all the places. So essentially, I saw this a few years ago and went, great, I'll do that. And then we've seen in the last year people like Amanda Hocking and John Locke, who've done amazing things with their Kindle sales, getting picked up for traditional deals. Well, Amanda Hocking did. John Locke just took a print deal for his, he's kept his digital rights. Very
Hmm.
smart guy. But essentially, we now have all of these choices. And what I think is, if you write a good book, you get a good cover, you get a good editor, and you can sell ebooks or print books if you like to customers. You can make some money, but you can also get your name out there. And later on, you can go to a publisher with your sales and say, look what I have achieved, and
Yeah.
look, there is an audience for my book. I guess a popular one in the Christian market would be The Shack, which
Yeah.
I believe got picked up after selling millions
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
self-published copies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Mm,
he'll say he wasn't self-published. Some friends put a publishing house together and did it for him.
yeah.
But basically, yeah. The I found being in Canada and working with Amazon,
Mm,
just kind of a heads up for people.
mm,
Uh, I because Amazon is not a good company from a publishing point of view. It's sure it gets your name out and it gets going, and there's better things through the Kindle, but uh, basically, I mean, I don't even need to get into this, but I found another place that I'll actually publish it, and I can sell it on my website. It prints on demand in the States, and I don't have to pay Canadian shipping. I can pay American shipping, which is 6 times less. And if people are interested, they should check out snowflakepress.com. You upload your books for free. They're printed on demand, so people can order them from your website, and they print them just as they come, and you don't pay any of the extra fees, and they don't get a 40% withholding tax for Canadians because we didn't sign the Hague Agreement. The British signed it for us, and so we can't get this stupid note that's not. And don't mess with the U.S. IRS if you're Canadian. It's ridiculous. It's anyway.
No, good idea.
Okay, on to the fun stuff.
I think the important thing to remember, though, is that most people are not, certainly for fiction, most people are not buying your book from your website. Most people who buy my fiction are not people who know who I am. They are people who are surfing the Kindle store. So, for example, today I had both my books in the Action Adventure Top 100 books on Kindle and sold.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I sold like 1,000 copies today.
Oh, great.
They are not people who know who I am. They are people who were looking in that category on their Kindle and clicked to buy. So to me, it's great you can have that option on your website, but the vast majority, 99% I would say, of people who buy my novels are not people who know me or my website.
Really, that was my question for you, because it's really. Then the question becomes, how do you get into the top 100? Like, what's the tricks to actually get it up there on Kindle?
Book marketing. Yeah, book marketing 101. Okay, today it just so happened that I was doing a promotion. So I generally do things that are free. So I do, I blog, I do pricing. Like I have one of my novels, Pentecost, is 99 cents. It's also in the Amazon Prime program. The other one's only $2.99. So I have a good price, but then what I did, I actually paid for a promotion on a site called Pixel of Ink, which is a website that promotes to 100,000 Kindle fans.
Really?
So that's a paid promotion, and I was doing it in order to boost the ranking to get Prophecy, which I've just launched, up the rankings too, which it did. And Prophecy's $2.99, so I make $2 on every book. So I think pricing is massive. Mm-hmm. And with KDP Select, which is a new program, you can also put one of your books for free, which I think is very good if you have a series and you can make money off your other one. But essentially for me, the Amazon is about the fact that they have millions, I don't know how many millions of customers that I want to reach with my books.
Right.
And by putting my books in a good category, so I have consistently ranked in religious fiction for a year, pretty much, for Pentecost. I've stayed in that ranking for a year, and I also rank in action adventure sometimes. So picking a good ranking, having a good price, having a really good cover, having a great book, and book reviews are massively important as well.
Okay, you got my mind just going in a million different directions, and we might be talking about this next time. But okay, first off, like I have not put a book on the Amazon Select, or what KDP Select. What is KDP Select? What is that program?
Okay, so KDP Select is essentially that you, for Kindle, you upload onto Amazon KDP, which is the platform which publishes your book to the Kindle. It's very, very easy. Anyone can do it globally, which is brilliant. But KDP Select, you actually opt in with your book, and it puts it for free for Amazon Prime members, so they can lend it. It's lent. And Amazon have a pot of money where they give you money for lending your book to people. But you also have this bonus period where you can put your book for free, which pushes you up the charts. And then this technique is called price pulsing. People will hear about it. It's when you might put your book for free or 99 cents for like 3 days, run a promotion, and then take it off, put it back to its original price. So non-fiction authors might have it like $4.99, $5.99. You take it back off the low price after the promotional period, but it stays in the charts because you've got that momentum going and people see it. So that, and then you put it down again, and then you wait a month, and then you put it cheap again. So that's price pulsing, and it's a really good way of doing it. And KDP Select is essentially part of that. Doesn't have to be, but many people are using it. But the bad thing about it is you have to be exclusive to Amazon. So
Oh,
that's the negative thing. So they're tying people in. But many people, myself included, are making 95% of their income from Amazon. So,
wow.
as
So it
difficult
doesn't, yeah,
as it may be, yeah, I mean, why be on Barnes and Noble if I get £10 a month,
yeah, yeah. Well, that was my next thought with that was like how does that compare to the iBook store? But if Amazon is keeping KDP is keeping you in there,
I get nothing. Like I get, 50. I think I made $50 last year from the iBookstore. The iBookstore is horrible for users, really horrible.
is
Most
it?
people, the books. Well, I don't know if you haven't tried it. I've got an iPad. On the iPad, I read on the Kindle app. I read on the Kindle everywhere. But really, it's a hideous. It really is just a hideous buying platform. The second one after the Kindle is obviously the Nook, which is huge,
Hmm.
and Kobo is becoming bigger. And if people want to know, you can get onto these platforms through smashwords.com,
Yeah.
which is a free platform that will distribute your book to Kobo, Nook, iBookstore, and all of the above.
So Smashwords, will they allow you to put your formatted book on there now? Like I looked at them a while
Not yet,
ago, and it was
not
like
yet, but
we
it is
only.
coming.
Oh, not
Mm,
yet. Okay.
mm.
Because that was the thing I kind of shied away with them. Is like you have to upload a Word file or something. It's like what? Something. I want the book to look good, and I want that control. But
Yeah,
um, okay. So if someone was to go through Smashwords, it's smashwords.com, right?
yeah.
Smashwords. Can they select the KDP select, or is that only for people when you're
No.
on the Amazon
So you
KDP?
have to be directly in the KDP site to go with KDP Select because you cannot have your book for sale anywhere else.
Okay. Okay. Now, can you do like if so? I'm trying to wrap my brain around all of this. If you have, okay, so your book is on KDP Select, KDP Select. Uh, will you always leave it on there, or will there come a time where you want to get it on these other devices too?
Mm.
What's kind of your
Well,
your long-term strategy for that?
oh, it's a toughie long term. Who knows? Things change every day at the moment. I mean, seriously, there's new things coming every day.
Yeah.
But for me, I have Pentecost was on all of the other platforms.
Hmm.
I have just removed it in order to go into KDP Select, and I
Oh,
haven't really played with it yet. I've only just done it. But when you opt in, you only opt in for 3 months.
okay.
So after 3 months, you can take your book off and you can put it everywhere else. So for me, it's worth a try, right? It's
Yeah.
worth having a go. Some people have done incredibly well with KDP Select, and others haven't.
Hmm.
But for me, I'm a blogger who writes about writing and publishing. I have to try it, and I'll see how it works for my novel. But also, I haven't put Prophecy into Select. Prophecy is on the Kindle, but it's not into this program. So what I'll do is see if I can use the lending to boost the sales of my second book, and then I'm writing a series of
Hmm.
action adventure thrillers, so hopefully that will keep going. So I don't know what I'll do with Pentecost going forward, but certainly I'm writing 2 more novels this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Well, that's really exciting. That's got my mind going.
It is.
But
This is it. It's so exciting. And what's brilliant is now an author can publish and sell. I mean, literally, I can sell thousands of copies
yeah,
to customers all over the world. I don't need a publisher, but I still believe in being professional as if you do have a publisher.
that's right. Let's when we come back next time, let's talk about that. We'll talk about the marketing aspects of the book more and being professional and what you see people do poorly and what you do well. So, is that going to be okay? We'll
Yeah,
come back.
great.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Joanna. And again, if you want to connect with her, you go to Joanna, or I'm sorry, thecreativepen.com. And I love that. That first time I went to your site and I realized what your last name was, I was like, I like that. I like that. It's a good choice of name. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll get you next time.
This episode has been brought to you by Expectancy Press, resources that impart hope and empower destiny. What do you do when bad things happen? You can thrive with the Live Positively resources at revtrev.com.